If it's Ortiz, it'll be, it could be a phone booth fight. Two good body punches. Two confident guys, two guys with great heart.
Everybody knows that like Boots said, it's time for him. Everybody wants to see Boots against a real opponent. Virgil, you're peaked right now. You're the best option to make us, to let us figure out.
We have not seen Boots in game growing. We have for
Virgil.
Yeah. We've seen Virgil become a better version of himself.
Yeah.
We've seen Boots be an amazing version of himself over and over and over and over and over. You know? And I think that there comes a time where amazing becomes magnificent. And I think he has the ability to become magnificent.
With a potential Boots Ennis versus Virgil Ortiz Jr. showdown shaping up as a must-see fight, Teddy Atlas explains why it could turn into a war. Atlas points to Ortiz's ability to use his legs, box, and show a dimension beyond his knockout power.
Showed me a few fights ago that he had a dimension I didn't know he had. When he was just, going through guys, knocking them out with body shots, sinking and destroying. I don't think I knew or anyone knew that he had the ability to use his legs and box and do some boxing. He showed me that dimension. He showed me that dimension in that fight that some people thought he lost. First fight that he got tested. We didn't get a knockout with
Sergey Bohachuk.
There it is. I wanted you to say his name. I just wanted you to say. And he showed me that he could box. He could use his legs, and matador fight.
According to Roy Jones Jr., there's only one fight that makes sense for Boots Ennis right now. Virgil Ortiz Jr. He believes there are two undefeated fighters in their prime and says this is the matchup boxing fans need to see.
That's just that we want to know about Boots Ennis. And you're going to go say about Earl Spence and somebody else? We don't want to hear that. I definitely don't want to hear that. You told us on national TV after the fight that you wanted to do exactly what that man said. That man told you, well, that's what I want to see. I don't want to see you do nothing else right now. You can come back and go to Earl later. You can come back and go to Crawford later if Crawford chooses to do that. But what I want to see right now is the two best dream middleweights on the horizon fight. It's two undefeated guys who are equal. Don't run from that smoke, bruh. Don't run from that smoke. Let's make that happen.
To get the answers they're looking for, Shawn Porter also believes Boots Ennis versus Virgil Ortiz Jr. could be a fascinating matchup. While Boots has the athleticism, speed, and power, Porter points to Ortiz's discipline and sharp fundamentals as the qualities that could make the difference when the two finally meet.
To a point where you have to be more disciplined. And I think that that's something that Boots lacks. My dad was drilling so much into me. One of the things that always resonated, or that I remember him always saying, that to me resonates with me as I comment on Boots. My dad would tell me, it can't always be just athleticism. You're not gonna always be able to win on athleticism. You're not gonna always be able to win with just speed. You're not gonna always be able to win with just power. We have to be able to mix it all up so that you have whatever you need at any point in time. And I think that we're looking at a Virgil who's very disciplined. And while he, compared to Boots, looks basic, his basic style, his basic package is very sharp.
Meanwhile, as for Virgil Ortiz, Boots Ennis knows it's a fight the boxing world wants to see. He believes the matchup is already clear to everyone, but says he'll handle each opponent one by one as he targets undisputed status at 154.
To see you fight Ortiz.
We're gonna get them all. One by one. Whatever's next. Like I said, we're gonna talk to my team and figure out what's best and what's next. And like I said, I'm here to go this division though. This is my division. This boxing game mine, and I will be undisputed at this weight division. Everybody gonna want to go see that. Like they want to see how I match up against that. To be honest, everybody knew how me and Ortiz gonna go for sure. Like it's like I don't really, you know what I'm saying? We don't really gotta say too much. Like we know what you're getting out of Ortiz. Like
With the major title fights at 154 already starting to fall into place, Robert Garcia believes Boots Ennis and Virgil Ortiz Jr. should turn their attention toward each other. He feels the fight needs to happen already, especially with Ortiz pushing to become a full world champion and most of the other title opportunities already tied up.
Would you like that next in the hearts of Virgil Ortiz for him to fight Boots Ennis?
Look, I think it's a fight that needs to happen. I think it's the fight that needs to happen already. You know, there is other big fights. You know, Virgil is definitely pushing and wants to be world champion. You know, it sucks to say it, but he's the best 154 pounder, and he's not a world champion, a full world champion yet. That would be the best if we were to get a world title opportunity like a Fundora, but Fundora's already locked in with Thurman, or Sandro Sayas, who is already locked in. You know, I believe the IBF is also locked in with
Mertazalev against Josh Kelly. Yeah,
Kelly. So I think what else is out there? You know, yeah, there is talk about other names.
Tim Bradley isn't giving Virgil Ortiz Jr. much of a chance against Boots Ennis. He respects Ortiz's talent and precision, but says Boots is a completely different animal with power, speed, counterpunching, and the ability to fight effectively from either stance. For Bradley, that complete skill set gives Boots everything he needs to overwhelm Ortiz.
Boots is going to beat Ortiz, and he's going to beat him. It's going to be bad. I'm just letting y'all know. Some of y'all see that victory he put on, and you know, Ortiz, and he looked spectacular, and he did it against a quality opponent. However, Boots is a different type of animal, man. You know, this guy can be on his front foot, he can be on his back foot. This guy got punching power, hand speed. He got a ton of skill, counter-punching ability. I mean, Boots, all the tools in the world to give a guy like Ortiz, who is talented. Don't get me wrong. Ortiz is talented, man. He goes about his way inside that ring, and you can see how calculated and precise he is when he's inside that ring, man.
Looking ahead to Boots Ennis versus Virgil Ortiz Jr., Greg Hackett says the biggest question is which version of Boots will show up. He wonders how Ortiz would respond if he could put Boots in that same kind of adversity, but knows there's only one way to find out. His message to Boots is clear. Stay patient, keep those hands up, and create space when necessary.
Boots versus Virgil, how would that fight go?
That's the thing. I don't know, because I feel like you get different versions of Boots depending on who he's fighting. Right. But I'm not gonna lie. If Virgil might have been able to do a little more if he got Boots buzzed like that. You know what I mean? Because he throw a tighter shot. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know, because we gotta wait and see. That's some shit we gotta see. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So what adjustments can he make? Boots make for his next fight, given the fact that this is the first time we see Boots really face adversity in such a way.
I mean, take your time and keep them hands up. Take your time, keep them hands up, and also take a step back sometimes.
Despite Virgil Ortiz Jr.'s confidence, Kenny Ellis doesn't see him putting Boots Ennis to sleep. He expects Ortiz to start faster and bring even more pressure than Xander Zayas, but that aggression could leave him open. Since Ortiz naturally comes forward, Ellis feels Boots won't have to chase him down. He'll have plenty of chances to land the shots that could change the fight.
Virgil Ortiz said that he would sleep Boots, and he felt like Xander Zayas was a quitter.
He got a right to his opinion, but I don't think he'll sleep Boots. I don't think he'll sleep Boots. Good fight, though.
Do you think he puts a better fight than Zayas?
I think he'll start faster, but get caught earlier. He got more. He bring.
You think he can start faster?
He bring more pressure than Xander. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't know if he's gonna get stopped faster, but I think he'll get stopped. Boots don't have to look for him. He's gonna be right there for Boots. He don't know no other way but forward. You know what I'm saying? Boots will box him until he catches him.
Paulie Malignaggi says Boots Ennis may not have reached his full potential yet, but he's already done enough to establish himself among boxing's best. He points to Virgil Ortiz Jr. as one of the big fights still out there, though Ortiz is currently sidelined. If Boots keeps his titles and Ortiz makes his return, Paulie sees a blockbuster world championship fight waiting to happen.
We still may not have seen the best of Jaron Ennis, but we've seen enough to know that, at least in my opinion, he's on the pound-for-pound list, and there's going to be a lot more fun possible fights for him. Hopefully now he can get all the big fights and he can get all the big names. You know, I know Virgil Ortiz is being mentioned, but right now Virgil Ortiz is on the bench in a contract dispute with Golden Boy that may or may not last a while, but hopefully there can come a point where Jaron Ennis and Virgil Ortiz can't fight each other, because that would be a blockbuster fight. And guess what? Now that could be for a world title. That was one of my gripes about that fight when they were going to make it before, that it wouldn't have been for a world title. If Virgil Ortiz comes back and if Jaron Ennis holds on to these belts, that fight becomes a world championship fight, which I think gives it even more meritocracy, and it gives it the meritocracy that it does deserve.
Chris Algieri is leaning toward Virgil Ortiz Jr. as the matchup he wants for Boots Ennis, despite his personal connection with Virgil. He acknowledges Fundora may be the tougher puzzle, but says Boots has the kind of talent that can beat anybody. For Algieri, the biggest question is whether Ortiz's inactivity leaves him ready for a fighter like Boots. For the latest boxing news, fight breakdowns, and predictions, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share your thoughts in the comments.